Hello, I'm your sleep sister. I'm here to help you rest with calm, slow stories that help you fall asleep. In this series of videos, each night you'll become an animal and move through their world, gently and quietly. Tonight, you are an Arctic wolf. If you'd like more sleep journeys like this, feel free to drop a like and subscribe for new videos daily. It helps more than you know. I am also curious where you all are listening from, so drop a comment with your location and what time it is there. I would love to see our global community connecting through these stories. Now, dim the lights and let's ease into tonight's adventure together. The wind hums softly across the frozen earth. It does not howl tonight, just sings in long, gentle sighs, brushing low against the snow. Overhead, the sky is endless and clear, a dome of deep blue scattered with stars, pulsing like quiet lanterns in the cold. The air is still, the kind of stillness that feels sacred, the kind of silence that wraps around you like a blanket. And in this stillness, you are here. You are not human anymore. You are not wrapped in cotton or covered in coats. You are fur, muscle, breath, and instinct. You are a wolf. A white wolf. You stand at the edge of a quiet ridge, your paws pressed into the untouched snow. Each toe spreads just slightly as your body adjusts to the slope. You do not feel the cold the way people do. It is not your enemy. It is part of you, the way the wind is part of the mountain. Behind you, your breath rises in soft clouds. Ahead of you, the tundra stretches to forever. This is not just your home. This is your kingdom. You woke not long ago, curled in the shallow warmth of a cave carved long ago by time and ice. Stone walls, smooth from generations of use, surrounded you as you stretched your limbs and let out a quiet breath. There is no alarm to wake you, no sound to stir your body, only the slow rising rhythm of instinct, the deep, ancient knowing that the day has begun. Except, of course, there is no day, not now. You live in the long dark, 5 months without sunlight. Not true darkness, just a velvet kind of dimness, a soft, deep blue that touches everything. Still, your eyes have grown used to it. You can see clearly, even in this strange half-night. The snow reflects starlight, and that is enough. You step from your cave into the open, your thick white fur brushing the edges of ice-encrusted rock. The wind greets you like an old friend. It does not chill you. You carry 2 coats on your back, one outer layer that grows heavier with the cold, and one waterproof inner layer that keeps your body warm and dry, no matter what waits outside. You pause, you breathe in, you listen. All is quiet, but out there, beyond the edge of silence, something stirs. Somewhere, far across the snow, your pack is moving, and it's time to join them. The snow beneath your paws crunches faintly. Each step leaves a clean, perfect print, only to be gently dusted over by the wind. You move with ease, each stride smooth and silent. You've walked these lands your whole life. You know where the ground dips beneath drifts, where ice hides just beneath the surface, where old trails run beneath the snow like frozen veins. Your legs carry you across the tundra with quiet strength. You do not rush. There is no need. You walk not for destination, but for rhythm. It is part of your nature. Wolves travel, always have. Your territory, your world, is wide. Hundreds of miles, some familiar, others shifting with the season. You have seen frozen lakes turn to mirrors, watched the stars rotate slowly above open plains, felt the snow thicken and thin beneath different skies. You are not alone. Far ahead, you catch the scent of others, your pack. Their presence is not loud or bright, it's steady, familiar, a mix of fur, musk, breath, and memory. You know them all. The leader with the quiet gaze, the young one who always lags behind, the female with the sharp, clever movements. Each scent carries a story. Soon you crest a hill and see them. 5 shapes, white against white, walking in a loose, easy line. There's no urgency in their movement, only quiet confidence. You quicken your steps slightly and fall in beside them. No words, no signals, just movement, the way wolves do. Together you travel, 6 wolves as one body, one breath, one silence stretched across the land. The wind brushes against your side. The sky deepens to an even darker blue, and stars begin to sparkle through soft bands of cloud. You glance to your left and see your reflection in another's eyes, calm, golden, ancient. You were born for this, not to conquer the land, but to understand it, to live alongside its silence, never above it, to walk it until your prints fade and your breath becomes part of the wind. And so you walk. The snow stretches wide before you, empty, untouched, glistening faintly in the starlight. But you know better. This land is never truly empty. It only whispers, quietly, beneath the wind. Your pack slows, no commands, no howls, just a stillness that spreads like a thought passed between you all at once, a change in breath, a pause in movement. The young one lowers its head, ears tilted. You follow its gaze. There, far across the frozen plain, dark shapes moving low against the snow. Caribou, a small herd, their breath fogs in the air, rising like ghosts in the distance. You do not rush toward them. You wait. You observe. Wolves do not hunt with chaos. They hunt with patience, with unity. One wolf circles left, slow and wide. Another moves right, lower to the ground. You hang back, your breath silent, your muscles still. You watch for weakness, for the rhythm of the herd, Somewhere among them, a limb moves oddly, a pace falters. There, one falls behind the rest. That is the one. You begin to move, your legs long and sure, your pace steady. You do not sprint, not yet. The others close in quietly. There is no need for sound, only snow and breath and instinct. Then, at once, the wind shifts. The herd senses you. They bolt. You run. Now your muscles stretch fully, your paws flying across the snow. Wind whips past your face, but your eyes stay locked ahead. You're fast, not the fastest in the world, but fast enough. 46 miles per hour when it counts. And now it counts. The chosen caribou stumbles. Just enough, that is all you need. The pack closes in, surrounding it not with fury but with certainty. It is not cruel, it is balance. The animal falls and the snow settles again. The herd is already fading into the distance. You lower your head. You eat. Slowly, respectfully. There is no greed here. The pack feeds together. The oldest first, the strongest take their share. You eat until your belly is full, nearly 20 pounds of meat, enough to warm your body for days to come. And when you are done, you step back. The snow is stained for now, but soon the wind will sweep it clean, just as it always does. You do not feel guilt. You feel alive. You feel connected. This is the rhythm of the land. This is the way of the wolf. The stars have been your sun for weeks now. There is no sunrise, no golden sky, no changing of shadows to mark the passage of time. Just the same soft, endless twilight, deep blue overhead, pale silver below. Every hour feels like the one before and the one that comes after. This is the long dark. For nearly 5 months, the sun sleeps beneath the edge of the world, but you are still awake, still here, still walking. Sometimes you rest beneath a ledge, curled tight against the cold, your breath drifting lazily into the still air. Other times you wander, your body pulled by instinct alone, across the snow-laced silence of the tundra. The cold is no stranger to you. It moves through the world like a gentle spirit, brushing softly over your back, licking at your nose, but it cannot touch your heart. You carry the warmth of the hunt deep inside. You carry the warmth of your pack beside you. There is little to chase now. The herds have moved. The rabbits have vanished into their hollows. The lemmings are hidden beneath frozen earth. Hunger walks beside you, quiet and patient. But you do not panic. Wolves are built for waiting. Some nights, the sky blooms with color. Curtains of green and violet ripple high above, dancing without sound. You watch them rise and fall, not with wonder, but with familiarity. This is your sky. These lights belong to you, just as the snow and wind and silence do. Time feels thick here. Days stretch out like a single slow breath. You move only when you must. You sleep when your legs grow heavy. You listen to the rhythm of your heartbeat and let it guide you forward. In the dark months, you learn to let go of urgency. You do not chase the sun, you simply wait. And in that waiting, you become part of the stillness. You become part of the land itself. Spring doesn't arrive with flowers or sudden warmth. It creeps in slowly, in soft hints, less biting wind, thinner snow, the way the sky seems to breathe a little deeper. You feel it, not as a change, but as a promise. And promises are important to wolves. You are not alone now. In your pack, bonds deepen. The alpha male and his mate have grown quieter, more protective. They move closely, their steps echoing each other's. There are no public declarations, no rituals, only a deep, unspoken knowing. In the stillness of the cave, tucked behind a veil of icicles, new life stirs. The pups are born in silence, eyes closed, ears sealed, small bundles of warmth with dark fur and tiny limbs. They can barely crawl, yet already they belong here. Already they carry the memory of snow and instinct, locked somewhere deep inside. You watch from a respectful distance, curled at the cave's edge, listening to their soft breathing, their high-pitched squeaks that break the quiet like distant wind chimes. The mother rarely leaves their side. She nurses them with still patience, and when they begin to open their eyes, pale blue and blinking, she gently nudges them closer. The cave feels warmer now, not from fire, but from breath, from life, from the steady rhythm of something ancient repeating itself. Weeks pass. The pups grow stronger. They tumble over each other like snowflakes blown in a soft wind. One in particular, the smallest, often clings to your side, following your paw prints in the snow, staring up at you with eyes full of newness. You guide them gently, not with words, but with motion. A slow step, a pause, a glance toward danger. They learn fast, all wolves do, and when they make their first steps out into the snow, blinking at the sky and stumbling forward with tiny pads on wide, unsure paws, your heart, though it beats wild and strong, softens. In that moment, the tundra is quiet, not because it is empty, but because it is listening to new life, to soft footsteps, to beginnings, to the next chapter of the pack. The tundra is not cruel. It is not kind either. It simply is. It offers what it has when it can. And when it offers nothing, you learn to wait. There are times when food is plenty, when herds pass close and the wind shifts just right. Those days feel easy. Your legs are light, your belly full, your breath strong. You move with confidence, with grace. But those days do not last forever. There are other times, long, heavy stretches, where your paws find only silence and the wind carries no scent but snow. When the hunt brings nothing. When your body grows lean. When hunger becomes a familiar presence at your side. Still, you do not panic. You do not despair. You survive. Your body remembers how to conserve. It draws from old meals, from stored strength. You slow your pace. You travel further. You rest more deeply. A wolf can go many days without food, even weeks. The snow teaches patience. The wind teaches humility. You see it in your pack mates, too. The older ones move slower, the younger ones grow restless. The pups, still new to all this, learn their first real lesson. Not all days are warm, not all bellies are full. But even in scarcity, there is unity. No one is left behind. If one wolf is weak, the others circle closer. If one stumbles, another slows. And when a hunt finally succeeds, when fur meets flesh and the snow turns warm, it is not celebration you feel, it is balance restored. But danger still lives here. Polar bears move across the ice in heavy silence. Not often, but often enough. You've seen their shape once, far off, tall and pale like a ghost standing in the snow. You turned, you led the others away. The young ones do not understand yet, but they will. Even your own kind, strangers from other packs, can become threat or rival. The wild is wide, but territory is sacred. When lines are crossed, teeth are shown. You do not seek a fight, but if one comes, you will not run. Some wolves fall, from hunger, from injury, from age, but even that is part of the rhythm. The snow does not mourn, but it remembers. Your footprints fade, but for a time they were there. The wind carries your scent a little longer. The pack moves on, but it carries the shape of every wolf who walked beside it. And when you feel tired, you rest, not with fear, but with trust. The land has taken before. It may take again. But until that moment, you walk, and that too is survival. Somewhere deep inside you, older than thought, older than memory, lives a quiet echo. You don't think about it often, but it's always there. In the way your paws move without question, in the way you know where the wind will turn, in the way you understand silence better than sound. You are not the first. Long before your breath fogged the air, long before your fur felt the weight of snow, others walk this land. Wolves like you, but not quite you. They moved through the ice age with slower steps, heavier coats, sharper bones. The sky was colder then, the nights were longer, and yet they lived, just as you do now. And somewhere, carried forward by blood and instinct, they gave you a piece of themselves. You can feel it sometimes. When you lift your nose to the wind and smell nothing but cold, yet still know which way to go. When you close your eyes and see not just the land before you, but the memory of paths long vanished. When your breath becomes the breath of thousands, all layered into one soft rhythm. You do not walk alone. You walk with every paw that ever touched this snow, with every heartbeat that once echoed through this tundra. The ground remembers, the stars remember, and so do you. Even the pups, playful, awkward, new, carry that echo in the way they tilt their ears, in the way they fall into rhythm without ever being taught. They are not starting from nothing. They are continuing something ancient. The wind sings it if you listen, a low, slow song that never truly stops. It isn't a melody, it's a feeling, a remembering. You pause on a rise and look out across the endless white. The sky above is vast, scattered with stars like flakes of frozen time. You do not speak, but deep inside, something older than words stirs. You were born of snow and bone and breath. You are not new. You are the continuation of everything that came before. And that is enough. The wind has quieted now. Even the snow seems to fall more slowly. Your paws are heavy but not tired, just ready. The kind of weight that means you've traveled far, and now you are safe to stop. You lower your head and exhale, watching your breath rise gently before vanishing into the night. The others have already begun to settle. Some curl against the rocks, their bodies nestled into natural hollows carved by time and weather. Others lie near each other, on the open snow, sharing warmth, shoulder to shoulder, heartbeat to heartbeat. The pups are already asleep, legs twitching in dreams only they can see. You find your place near them, not far, not apart. You circle, once, twice, then lower yourself slowly into the snow. It cradles you softly, as if it knows. You tuck your nose beneath your tail. You close your eyes. Above, the stars shimmer, more of them than you can count, a sky full of quiet watchers, each one ancient, each one silent, each one exactly where it needs to be, just like you. There is no fear here, no hunger, no running, only breath, slow, deep, peaceful. The snow presses gently around your body, holding you in place like a soft memory. The cold is kind tonight. The wind sings low, and the darkness feels like home. You do not sleep suddenly. You drift. Thoughts grow soft. Sounds grow distant. Your heartbeat slows to match the rhythm of the land. And then there is only stillness, only stars, only sleep. You don't see everything yet, but you smell everything. The world is full of invisible stories, woven into the snow, folded into the wind, hidden beneath paw prints and frost. You don't always understand them, not fully, but your nose catches them anyway. A soft trail left by your mother, warm and steady. A fading mark where your sibling tumbled yesterday. The distant musk of something older, something wild. You press your nose to the ground and breathe it in. This is how you learn. This is how wolves remember. Your first memory is not of sight or sound, but of scent. The safe smell of the cave, of milk, of fur, of sleep. Now, out here in the wide snow, the smells are bigger, deeper. Some stretch like long lines across the wind. Others cling to rocks and ice. You follow them without thinking, nose down, tail slightly lifted, your paws pressing soft prints into the surface. Your legs are short, but they move fast, and when you pause, your mother is still nearby, watching, not worried, just there. You smell her before you see her. You always do. Sometimes she shows you things, the frozen fur of an old kill, where the scent still clings in patches, the path of a hare long gone, a spot in the snow that holds the memory of another wolf, one who isn't part of your pack. You sniff it, and something in your tiny chest feels alert, uncertain, curious. She doesn't speak, but she looks, and you look too. The pack moves slowly today, and that gives you time to explore. You press your nose to the wind. You sniff the air, the snow, the stone. You're not hunting, you're listening. The world has a language, and your nose is learning how to read it. Everywhere you walk, you leave a scent too, your own small story, marked in the snow. And one day, someone else will follow it, and they will know you were here. You stop walking, not because someone told you to, but because the world feels different for a moment. Still. You lift your head, your ears perk. There is no danger, but something quiet is happening. You hear everything and nothing. Your own breath, soft and short. The distant crunch of paws in snow. Your pack moving slowly ahead. The soft click of your claws when you shift your stance. And beyond that, wind, whispering, stretching across the tundra like a long, invisible tail. You stay very still. Silence isn't empty, it's full of clues. The adults seem to know this, and now you're starting to feel it too. The quiet lets you notice the little things. A crack in distant ice. A bird's wings slicing the air overhead. The faint creak of a frozen branch. You look toward the sound, ears twitching, nose following. Then, something else. A long, low voice in the air. A howl. Not close, not from your pack, but not far either. It moves through the sky like a ribbon, low and deep, not frightening, but strange. You don't know whose voice it is, only that it isn't yours. It carries weight, like a name being spoken aloud. You tilt your head. Your mother hears it too. She does not howl back. She just looks toward the sound, then returns to walking. You follow. Your paws make soft little thuds in the snow again. And now you notice the way your steps fall in rhythm with your breathing. The quiet comes and goes like waves. In silence, you are not lost. You are listening. And in the listening, you belong. You are tired now. The wind has softened, the sky has deepened into a velvet blue, and the others have begun to rest, spreading out across the snow like soft, sleeping stones. You find a shallow dip where the snow curves just enough to hold your shape. You turn in a slow circle, then curl up with your tail over your nose. Warm, small, safe. The snow holds you gently. The world narrows, and then you begin to dream. At first it feels like nothing, just quiet. Then, light, not from the sky, not from fire, from somewhere else. Inside, you are running, not with effort, but with ease, floating above the snow. The ground passes beneath you like a memory. You are not alone. Shapes beside you, white and silver, too tall to be your siblings. Maybe not wolves at all. Maybe just feelings, warm ones. In the dream, the sky ripples. Pale green curtains stretch across the stars, brushing the tops of invisible trees. You leap, not in body, but in spirit. Your legs are light. You do not land. You are everywhere. You are the wind. You are the snow. And then you hear it, a voice, not words, just sound, a song almost. You tilt your head in the dream. The sound is inside your chest, like a heartbeat that doesn't belong to you, but somehow does. It feels old, older than your mother, older than the sky. And as you float in that dream, warm and weightless, you understand, just for a moment, what it means to be a wolf, not just now, but always. When you wake, something feels different. The snow still stretches wide. The sky is still soft blue. The air still bites in the quiet way it always does. But beneath all that, something is shifting. You feel it first in the snow. It's not as hard, not as sharp. When you press your paw into it, it sinks a little deeper. The surface cracks slightly and holds onto your warmth. You pause, curious, and watch a single droplet slide down the side of a nearby rock. You tilt your head. You've never seen that before. A melt. It's small, quiet, easy to miss, but it's real. The others notice it too. The adults walk more slowly, ears up, eyes scanning. They're waiting for something, not a threat, a change. The wind is softer. The light feels heavier. The white world has taken on the faintest hint of silver, and here and there, brown patches appear where the snow thins. Old stones, frozen dirt, things hidden all season. You follow your mother along a ridge, and in the distance, the sound of water echoes. Not a river, not yet. Just a trickle, a whisper of motion. The air smells different, too. You can't name it, but it feels like breath after a long sleep. You stop at the edge of a drift and look back. Your paw prints are wet behind you, edges already softening. You touch one gently, then watch as it begins to fade. You don't feel sad. You feel ready. It doesn't fall like snow. It taps, soft, light, almost playful. You blink as something wet touches your nose, not cold enough to sting, not warm either, just new. Rain. You've heard it in stories, felt it in the air before, but now it's real. Falling in slow, patient drops that kiss your fur and vanish. The sky isn't dark, but it isn't blue either. It's pale and soft and full of fog. You open your mouth and catch a drop on your tongue. It tastes like melted sky. The snow beneath you is changing, sinking slightly, going slushy under your paws. Each step makes a soft squish instead of a crunch. You glance down, curious, and notice little rivulets running between tiny peaks in the snow, streams being born. Your mother walks ahead, calm and silent. Her fur glistens, each strand tipped with light. The rain doesn't bother her. You try to move like her, smooth, quiet, steady, even as the water tickles your face and ears. The fog begins to roll in. It comes from the hills like breath from a sleeping giant, thick, slow, gentle. Shapes disappear. Trees, rocks, even your siblings fade to soft silhouettes, but you are not scared. The fog feels like a blanket pulled over the land, a hiding place, a secret. You walk slower now, more carefully, but your eyes stay wide. The world has changed, not loud or fast, just different, softened, blurred. And through it all, the rain keeps tapping, a lullaby for the ground. When you finally stop to rest beneath a low outcrop, the drops drum quietly above you. You curl into yourself, damp but not cold. The mist moves around you like a living thing, wrapping around your breath, your body, your thoughts, and you listen to the rain, to the silence inside it, to the newness of it all. You are not alone in the world, not just because of your mother or the pack, but because of them, your siblings. They were born beside you, tumbled against you, before you even knew what light was. Their breath has always been near yours, their paws always brushing your side. Now, out here in the soft snow and fading rain, you walk together, not always in line, sometimes apart, but never far. The bold one runs ahead, tongue out, leaping at clumps of melting snow like prey. The quiet one follows behind, nose down, nose always down, always smelling. You move between them, sometimes chasing, sometimes watching. The fog is thinning now, and with it comes energy, the kind that pulls you forward, not from hunger, not from fear, just play. One sibling darts toward you, tail wagging. You dodge, laugh without sound, and race the other way. They chase. You spin, you tumble into the snow together, rolling and pawing and nipping at the air. It doesn't last long. The ground is wet and soft, and the cold returns quickly to your toes. But for a moment, it feels like flying, like the whole tundra is laughing with you. Later, when the pack settles beneath a low ledge, you curl together, a small tangle of fur and breath and dreams. No words, no arguments, just warmth, You press your face into the side of your brother's neck. He shifts slightly but does not move away. The quiet one sleeps with one paw across your back. You do not need stories to feel close. You were born into a bond, and it holds, even in silence, even in sleep. And it holds even in silence, even in sleep. The snow is still damp today, soft under your paws, holding the shape of every step, and not just yours. There are lines out here, trails, threads laid across the earth by things that came before. Your mother pauses at one of them. She lowers her head, nose to the snow, and breathes deep. You do the same, mimicking her movement. The scent is old, but strong. Musk, fur, warmth, something with hooves, caribou. You've never caught one. You're too small, you know this, but the scent still pulls at something inside your chest, a quiet thrum, a whisper that says, "Follow." So you do. Your mother moves slow, not stalking, not chasing, just moving, reading, interpreting the invisible story left behind. You step beside her, matching her pace, placing your paws in her tracks when you can. Every few strides, she pauses. So do you. She looks forward. So do you. She listens. You try. You really try. The trail winds through a low valley, past rocks veiled in melting snow. It doubles back, crosses itself, fades, returns. You don't understand all of it, not yet, but the shapes begin to mean something. The deeper press of a back hoof, the scuff of a sudden turn, the speed of a run. Even silence tells you things. You sniff a place where the snow has been melted by body heat, just barely. A place where something once lay down, slept, maybe, or hid. The scent is fading, but it still carries echoes. You can almost imagine it now, a shadow moving through the white, watching, waiting, and then gone. You never see the caribou. That's not the point today. Today, you are learning how to look without needing to catch, how to listen without needing to speak, how to follow without needing to lead. And as the trail fades into nothing, and your mother finally turns away, you do not feel like you've lost anything. You feel like you've remembered something, even if you didn't know it was yours. It happens without panic. You had followed a bird, just a small one, its wings flapping sharply as it skimmed low across the snow. Curious, you crept after it, nose up, tail still, steps light. It wasn't far. just over a drift, just beyond a patch of ice. But when the bird vanished into the sky and you turned around, they were gone. Not lost, just hidden. The fog has returned, faint, silver, moving slowly like breath. You sit. You're not cold, not scared, not yet. You know your pack is nearby. You can smell them. Faint traces caught in the wind. Your mother's scent, your siblings' paws, the memory of warmth. Still, the silence feels different now. Not heavy, just wide. The sky above you is darkening again. Stars returning one by one. The wind is gentle, a soft, even hum against your ears. You listen. There is no danger, no growls, no cracking ice, no snapping twigs, just the rustle of snow shifting, settling, the slow creak of the land turning in its sleep. You curl your tail around your paws and lower your head, eyes blinking slowly. This is the first time you've ever sat in the world, alone. And yet, it doesn't feel like loneliness. It feels like being noticed, as if the world itself is pausing to say, "You are here, and I see you." You breathe deeply, and before long, a soft crunch behind you breaks the moment. You turn. She's there, your mother, already walking toward you. No rush, no anger, just presence. You stand and press your head gently into her leg. She doesn't speak. She doesn't need to. Together, you walk back through the fog, step by step, the silence between you warm and full. The snow has pulled back from the edges of the rocks. In its place, water. Not deep, not fast, just a thin pool, clear and still, spread out in a shallow dip between stones. The sky reflects in it, so does the light, and as you step closer, so do you. You pause, you tilt your head, the image tilts too. You take a step, and the tiny ripples make your face ripple with it. A small wave bends your nose, another stretches your ears. You blink, unsure, then lean forward again, slower this time, lowering your head toward the surface. There it is. You. White fur, speckled slightly with melting slush. Soft eyes, wide, curious. You've seen other wolves, of course. You've looked up into your mother's face, watched your siblings play, glanced at the alpha from a respectful distance. But this feels different. This isn't a wolf. This is you. You touch the surface with one paw. The image shatters. The pieces dance and scatter across the rippling pool. Then slowly they return, settling, reforming, waiting. You stare into your own eyes, and for a moment you wonder who you're becoming. Not a pup forever, not a hunter yet, somewhere in between. You don't have the words for it, not really, but you feel it. You are changing, not quickly, not loudly, but steadily, quietly, like ice melting, like stars appearing, like a reflection becoming real. You lift your head and step back. The image fades again into sky and stone and ripple, but the feeling stays. The wind returns before you see it. You feel it first, lifting tiny flurries off the ground, brushing gently across your ears, stirring the fur along your shoulders like a soft breath. Not sharp, not angry, just curious. You felt it before, countless times, but this time you notice something different. You feel like it's watching you, not with eyes, with something older, a sense, a presence. You pause on the rise of a small slope, snow crunching faintly under your paws. The wind swirls around your legs and rises toward your face. You tilt your head into it, closing your eyes. It wraps around you, whispers in your fur. Not words, but feelings. Go this way, slow down, wait here. Like a game, like a guide. You walk forward. It follows, then dances ahead of you. It spins around your nose, nudges your tail, weaves through the spaces between snow and rock. Not cold, not now. It feels like an old friend returning after a long journey. You imagine that it's alive, that it has a name only the snow understands, that it knew your ancestors, that it will outlive you and still remember you. You run a little, not fast, just enough to feel it move with you. It pushes gently against your side, playful. You leap, laugh without sound, and chase it as if you could catch it. But it is already gone. Up ahead, your mother waits. She doesn't call for you. She knows the wind will lead you back. And it does. You follow it until you find her, until the snow settles again, until the world is still once more. You sit beside her, fur pressed against fur, and let the wind pass through both of you. Not as a stranger, as something familiar, as something that knows your name, even if you've never spoken it. You stop. Not because you're tired, not because the wind calls, but because you feel it again. That sense of being seen. It isn't a sound, it isn't a scent, it's something deeper, a stillness that presses lightly against your back, a knowing. You glance up. The sky is open, stretched wide above you, soft gray fading into deep indigo. No clouds, no wind, just stars. Dozens, hundreds, maybe thousands. Each one glowing faintly, quietly, as if watching with great patience. You don't know what they are exactly, but they feel old. older than snow, older than wolves, and they feel kind. You lie down in the snow, ears twitching slightly, and stare upward. One of the stars moves, just a little. Or maybe it was a trick of your eyes. You blink. It remains still. Still, the feeling remains, like someone is watching you, not to judge, not to chase, just to know you're here, to witness your small pause, your breath, your becoming. You think about the raven you saw once, black wings against the sky, eyes dark and sharp. It sat on a stone and watched you, unmoving. You had stared back. Maybe it was just a bird. Maybe it was something more. A watcher, a keeper. You don't feel scared. You feel remembered. You press your belly into the snow, head on your paws, eyes half-lidded. The stars blink slowly above. The world doesn't speak. It doesn't need to. It sees you. And somehow, that's enough. The wind has settled. The sky has softened. The night is waiting. You stand at the edge of a small ridge, paws pressed gently into the snow. Behind you, your family rests. Ahead, the land stretches on, quiet, silver, endless. You've seen much now, the fog, the ice, the melt. You've tasted the wind, watched the stars, felt the weight of your own breath against the silence. You are still small, but not as small as before. And as you stand there breathing slow, eyes wide and calm, something stirs inside you. Not loud, not urgent, just steady. A knowing that you are part of this place, that the snow remembers your steps, that the sky knows your shape, that the cold no longer feels like something to fear. And so, without words, without sound, you make a promise, not to your mother, not to the pack, to the snow itself, that you will walk with care, that you will listen before you leap, that you will learn from the wind and rest with the stars, that you will not forget this moment, this night, this breath, this stillness. You lower your head and gently press your nose into the snow. It is cold, but not unfriendly, like a handshake, like a quiet vow. Then you turn. You return to the others, soft and slow. You curl beside your siblings, tail tucked, body warm. Their breath rises with yours, small clouds in the quiet dark. Above you, the stars continue to shimmer, watching. Below you, the earth is calm, waiting. And within you, finally, comes the stillness. No more running, no more wondering, only rest, only sleep, only peace.